You can have
outside the institution of marriage.
relationships that mirror everything that you say within matrimony without signing up a contract that gives someone alleged security and your last name without the
Well,
majority of the liabilities that come with that contract nowadays, because we are no
what
longer
does
in
that inherently
traditional
what is
times.
what does that inherently create though? When you don't have something that holds you to a standard or holds you within something, and there's no consequence for what happens if it falls apart, then you're basically just advocating for people to be able to operate like single adults.
Sweeney, men have have dire consequences if they don't lace up their boots every day and go out there and work. Men who are leaders, because we had that on the panel, contract or no contract, have to do what men have to do. So what changes the paradigm of that? A piece of paper and
So
catering to a
basically, so
woman's
basically,
ego?
so basically, what you're saying is that you want to be held, you want to be the arbiter of your own situation,
What
and
man
that's
doesn't?
not, and that's and
What
that's not
man
the
doesn't?
that's
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
but that's not.
Sweeney.
Hold on, wait. Let me. That's not how reality works. That's not how systems work. That's not how countries work. Countries are
Really?
built on sets of rules
Men work.
and regulations that we all agree upon and enforce. Everybody can't just move how they want to move. That's just not how any
Weak
system
people
works.
can't move how they want to move. Followers and weak people can't move how they want to move.
Even clout, like, because I know you said
The
you're a
people who
business
run this
owner,
world
right?
move how they want to move.
No, they don't. They're even held to a certain standard. We may not understand the standard that they're held to, but they're definitely held to a certain standard. They don't get to operate any old kind of way. They can't do whatever they want. Now, there's things that they can do, or they may have more benefits to their lives or whatever, and they may have a little more leeway, but there's a line that they cannot cross. And that's honestly how we are with each other. Like, Kenny, I can't treat you any old kind of way without there being consequences for my actions. I can't just come at you or do you, like, if me and you, if I was your barber, right? And you paid me to be your barber. And I told you, hey, bro, I understand that you paid me, but I ain't cutting your hair. There's consequences for that action.
So you believe that lacks consequence for a man that commits to a woman without that piece of paper? If he doesn't do what he doesn't say, there's no consequence to it.
I think
I
if
can
we're
easily
all right,
go get.
well, no. I understand what you're saying. I would argue that
You mean a woman lose
I
respect?
don't think I would argue that I don't think that's the world that is being advocated for. Where, because that would be essentially holding somebody to a standard, i.e., a contractual obligation. The church used to do it, and now the church used to do it, and then the state began to do it.
So tell me, when can I get a woman pregnant and I'm not married to her and I don't have to pay a consequence if I don't choose to take care of that kid?
Well, taking care of the kid, but what about her? You don't marry her, you
Okay.
get her pregnant, and you
Okay.
don't marry her, so you walk away from her.
Okay. So now, if a woman puts me on child support, right, under the laws that I'm not married to her, does she get a financial benefit from me being on child support?
Well, theoretically speaking, the child, like, all right, think of it this way.
That's a yes or no.
I'm gonna try to answer it this way. If you and her decided on your own, I pay my half for the child, you pay your half for the child. Is that her receiving a benefit for you paying for your half for the child?
That's not the question I answered. I mean, I
Well,
asked you.
no. I understand what you're trying to
Raising
ask,
your
but
voice
that's
is not going to get
essentially
me
no.
to
I'm
agree
just
with
trying
your
to.
question.
I'm not trying to get you to agree with anything. I'm just trying to frame it to you a certain way. Child support obligation supposed to go to the child. It's not for her. It's
Okay.
supposed to be for the child. Your half, when they create child support, it's based on both of y'all income, or it's based on what each of y'all should be providing for the child. It's
So
not
when do you
supposed to be for her.
So when do you choose to answer my question? You posed the question in place of my question.
Okay, so what was your repeat your question one more time? My fault.
That means you didn't care to hear it.
Well, I did hear your question. I answered the question the way that I
No,
could.
you
But if
actually didn't. You can't
bro,
answer a
just
question
ask
with
the
a question.
question then, bro. I'm
Okay,
hearing you.
lower your voice.
Jesus Christ, you just
How
want
are
to
you
argue.
wrong in this point in time.
I'm not
You
asking. It's not about right
okay,
or wrong, bro. Just answer your question.
this is what you
Just
do
ask
to
your
try to
question, bro.
diminish somebody's point.
Just ask your question.
Okay, I did. You chose not to listen.
I
You
chose not to. I
I'll be
answered it the way
quiet
that
and
I
let.
thought
I'm
I
not doing
could.
this.
If you didn't like the answer and you said I
No,
didn't
you
answer it, just ask the question.
actually
You're having a
raising
meta
your voice
conversation right now.
again. Raising your voice and being wrong because you posed a question and not answering my question. That's not answering my question. That's posing your own point of view. I wish you would be fair to the conversation. It is a benefit. There are many ways that I cannot exclude myself from repercussions as for being a man in a given relationship, bar the paperwork and going down to the courthouse. If I am a man and I say I am a leader, I do not need a piece of paper to justify that I am a leader. I have to go and do what I have to do, and I am judged by the merits of my actions. A paper does not make me that much more inclined, but hold more leverage in her favor if I don't say what I gonna do by that paper that she has me by the nuts.
So what about the guy that decides not to? Because you do know that there's people out there that decide that say that I am a man and I'm gonna do it, and there are people that say I'm a man and I'm not gonna do it.
And their help to is no way that you can't. The only okay, how does a woman not win and benefit from a man not cleaving to her with the paper? If he did something by her, if they agreed to move in and cohabitate, and they chose not to live with each other anymore, you know what happens? They split. You know what happens when you have that piece of paper? She gets to dictate certain terms if you don't sign a prenup. Even if you have a kid, that prenup don't mean nothing. You understand?
That's not the question that I asked you.
No,
you said
I
that as a
chose not
man,
because
you said that as a man, you have that moral obligation to do what you're supposed to do, and you don't need somebody to come in and tell you to do what you're supposed to do.
no,
Now,
with that
hold on,
paper,
wait. So what about for the man that says I am a man and I don't have to do that?
does that man have a job? There's qualifiers. Or is that man a Rolling Stone? There's
Hold on.
qualifiers.
You said without a piece of paper. Let's argue. Let's say that
Okay,
there's no
no, we're
paper that's
not
gonna.
going to do that, Sweeney. I
You
am
said
on point with you. Put
right. So you're
qualifiers.
saying. So
I
you're
put
saying
qualifiers. I'm not
right.
giving you gray area
Right.
to pick
So you
from.
said no. You said I don't need a piece of paper to tell me what kind of man I need to be to the woman and the child in my life. I grant you that. You don't need a piece of paper to tell you that. So, what happens and what about the man that says I am a man and I don't want to do that?